guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of the video, we will be talking about how to start the healing process. Now, I know holding on to that hurt and pain, it can be a lot. Take it from me. It can be a lot. I understand, but I'm here to give you guys a couple tips and tricks to get past this and just move on and have a happier, healthier life. So if you guys are ready, stay tuned for the rest of the video. What I've had eternalized over my past 21 years of living, almost 22. It's just some stuff that I've learned and I've really eternalized, and what really has helped me to move forward in life and not just always stay stuck mentally in a spot. So I'm going to start off with tip one. You gotta cry. You just have to let that out. Like, it's okay not to be okay. And I feel like growing up in our generation, we have been taught to don't speak on your pain, sis. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught to not speak up about how we're feeling. And I feel like our parents never really taught us how to really deal with our feelings. So I feel like we've been misled for a while. So a lot of people are just messed up mentally because they just don't know how to deal with their emotions. And I'm here to tell you, sometimes you just gotta cry. You really just have to cry. I'm not saying to go in public and go cry to the world and tell everybody. No, I'm not saying to go in public and cry to the whole world. Keep it to yourself. Like, personally, when I get into my room, the waterworks. I will cry for hours and hours, however long I feel like I done cried all the pain and hurt out, because I will not hold that emotion inside of me, because when you bottle that stuff up, it's like your outlook on the world is just so negative. And having a negative outlook on the world is awful, because the world is a beautiful place. It is a beautiful place. The world is what you make of it. And if you're always keeping in that hurt and pain and holding grudges against people, you're never going to be happy with your own self. Sometimes you just have to let it go. So when you cry, you just cry it out good. But do not go on social media. Do not be the girl that takes a video of her crying and post it, because that, sweetheart, no, that's not cute. It's hard to hear the truth, but nobody but yourself can heal you. Nobody can heal you but you, and you plastering it to the world isn't going to help you. There's going to be people out there talking about you. There will. You have to remember, whenever God removes someone from your life, He'll replace it with bigger and better. He will. Now, you might feel like, oh my God, I can't live without him. Or I can't live without her. I can't live without this person. That's how you might be feeling on the inside. You might be sad without them, but more times than not, you might have been sad with them too. And that's a toxic relationship. You just need to let it go, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, even a family member. If it's a toxic relationship, you got to let that go. Let it go and let God, let me tell you. Now, tip number 2 I have is you have to vent. Talk to someone, but not everyone. Just because it's a shoulder to cry on doesn't mean it's the right shoulder to cry on, sister. There's people out there that have been waiting for you to mess up. They've been waiting for you to stumble down so they can hear about it and go tell everything that's going on with you. Me personally, I keep my group very small. I have a select few friends, because honestly, you can only heal with the people that truly ride for you. There's a difference between a friend and an associate, just like a job. Like, not all of my coworkers and my buddy with. Will I conversate with them? Of course. Will I have a cordial conversation? Of course. But am I going to go tell them my deepest and darkest secrets? Of course not. So you got to be very, very careful of who you talk to. You might be, sorry, my son is waking up. You might be feeling so alone, but never forget that God is right there. And it might seem like, why me? You might think like that, why me? But God allowed this person in your life. He wanted you to see a snippet into that person's life. And if you think about it, usually the 9 times out of 10, the person that hurts you have hurt other people, and they're not even happy with themselves. So He's trying to steer you away from this type of lifestyle. And it might suck, but if he never would have showed you, if it was a cheating situation, whether he was just being disrespectful, abusive, anything, unless you would have saw that, you would have never learned from it. And you got to remember, you got to take every friendship, relationship, anything, you got to take it as a learning lesson. You learn and prosper from that situation, so you don't turn around and go back and put yourself in the same harm's way you did before. So never forget that. Everything is a learning lesson. Don't be so negative about it. And it hurts. It might hurt to even think like that. It might hurt to even say that. But it's the truth. It's the God honest truth. Because one, karma is real, and she never skip a beat. She never skip a beat. But that don't mean you turn around and hurt somebody else, because God will make sure he gets his revenge on you too. What goes around comes around. It's real. It really is real. So even though somebody might hurt you and you might feel like you're in your lowest point, just know you might be in your lowest, but it only goes up from here. Now, my next tip for you guys is to never entertain someone with the same characteristics that hurt you prior to. If you go around and go mess with somebody knowing that they talking to 6 other different people and you just got cheated on, honey, I'm gonna be straight up with you, honey, he ain't gonna stop. Once someone shows you their true colors, you need to believe them. When you see those red flags, you better pack your bags and run. Because that's not healthy for you. You don't want to repeat yourself. You don't want to keep putting yourself through the exact same hurt over and over and over and over. There are people out there that be like, oh, men ain't nothing, women ain't nothing, they ain't about anything. But the people who say that are the ones that are in pain. They need to heal themselves. Don't take advice from them. Do not do that. Because there are good people out there. You just have to find them. You have to realize when you see the red flags that it's your time to go. You do not have to stay. Because life is too short to be unhappy. Life is too short to try to please somebody else all of the time. You need to please you. If you know you like to get your nails done every 2 weeks, get your hair done at least once a month, and that person can't do it for you, oh well, move on. Do it for yourself. Don't stay with somebody just because you feel like you need somebody to love you. Because you got, at the end of the day, this is so off tangent, but at the end of the day, you need to love yourself. And until you love yourself, you will never find anybody to truly love you. Honest. You gotta learn how to take pride in who you are. You might not be perfect, but you're perfectly you. But back to what I was saying. Back to the tip. Once you start seeing those red flags, you need to trust your gut. If you feel like, oh, something ain't right, usually your gut instinct is right. If you feel like, oh, I feel like this person cheating, or I feel like something funny going on, 9 times out of 10, something funny is going on. And you got to be woman enough, you got to be man enough to understand, like, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. You can't hold on to this. You can't hold on to that toxicity. I don't like toxicity. Now, my next tip is you need to block them, sis. Block them. You don't need a constant reminder of that hurt. You don't need a constant reminder of, man, they did that to me. Man, they did that to me. Man, no. Like, once you start healing your heart, mind, and body, you gotta realize, like, you let that person go for a reason. Whether they broke up with you or you broke up with them, or however the situation be, you let them go for a good reason. To start healing, you let them go so you can start having a sense of peace. And you don't want anyone to steal your sense of peace. You don't want a constant reminder of, man, they did this. You don't want that constant reminder of like, man, I was in such a low spot. Once you block them on social media, delete their number, any and every contact, once you get rid of that person completely, I promise you that black cloud that was hovering over you will disappear. And you'll start realizing little things are starting to fall into place. Like, life is starting to go up. Once you get rid of that toxic person altogether, I promise you, the world will be a happier and a healthier place. But you gotta find it within your side of yourself to be like, you know what? I'm done. Now, I wouldn't go and jump into another relation personally if you just got out of one. You gotta take time to yourself. You need to start being comfortable with spending time with yourself and being to yourself. If you have to, change your number, because the people in the past that hurt you, they should still not have access to you. A few of you out there already know. One of your exes can probably text you right now. You need to go and change your number. It's time to move on, close that chapter in your life, and open up a new one, a happier and healthier one. Now, my last tip number 5, don't stress over anything out of your control. What's done is done. You got to be able to move past it. You need to be able to look back and be like, man, that happened to me, but I won't let it happen again. To constantly replay something in your head, to constantly be like, I wish I could have did better. I wish I could have did this. I wish I could have did that. No, you're stressing yourself out. Stress kills. I will continue to say that. Stress kills. Let it go. Let it go. And my favorite saying, let go and let God. You don't want to stress things out of your control because, one, you already got enough stresses in life, whether it's bills, kids, school, a job, whatever it might be. You already got other things to worry about in life. So to worry about somebody that was not worried about you, they don't deserve that little space in your head. Remember that. They do not deserve that space in your head. You got to be able to get up, dust yourself off, and be like, you know what? It is what it is. Come on, say it with me. It is what it is. But when you stop stressing, you got to just like, that's as you get older, you have to learn, like, you just got to stop stressing. When you stop stressing, everything just feels so much better. I would just continue to say, like, the world is really a happy place. You will not stay in this dark space anymore. You won't stay here forever. It might suck right now, but you're not gonna stay here forever. So stop stressing. Stop worrying about somebody who's not worth your time. Things will be so much better once you start taking a step back and realizing all the good in your life, all the great things that are happening around you. When you stop stressing over that piece of trash, you'll take a step back and be like, man, I'm really that thing. I'm really that thing. On that note, I really thank you all for coming, stopping by, and listening to the few tips I did have. I really appreciate all of you guys. And I know right now some of you might be going through a very hard time. Some of you might not understand how to deal with your emotions, but I promise you, take it from me, it will definitely get better. So, I love you guys so much. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys go check out my last video, and I will see you guys in the next. You guys have a good day. Bye.